Hi, welcome to the Agentic Gaming Intelligence Foundry from Valorum Reply. What we have here is a dashboard that's allowing me to discover the next best action from the vast amounts of telemetry that sits across a game studio, whether it's gaming telemetry, it could be sentiment analytics, it could be downloadable content purchases, support tickets, all of that vast amount of data we've put into Fabric to make it readily available to AI agents to go and reason over, specifically the Fabric data agent, and then a fully agentic system to go and reason over it. So let's jump in and take a deeper look. Before I get AI to actually look at my data specifically, I'm going to give it the lens in which it should look at the data. So from my specific perspective, I want it to increase revenue by 35%. Optimistic, sure, but other users may want to reduce churn or increase subscription or engage users more deeply. And so you can set your specific goal so when AI does look at the data, it knows the lens to which to look at it. On the left-hand side, I'm going to run a prefabricated prompt. It does carry with it, obviously, a preconceived notion, but I will show you how that is important in a second. Now, the orchestrator agent first understands the question and then assembles its squad of other agents into a group chat. In this example, it's going to the SQL agent, it's going to the Fabric agent, and it's asking for short-term and long-term data. And Fabric data agent reasons over the whole of the Fabric data and provides that response so that the orchestrator agent can pass it out and decide what to do next. So then it's going to realize there's something here that's worth looking and then create an insight. So it brings in the insight agent and then it wants to display it on the dashboard. So it brings in a widget agent so it can then create that visual representation. Now, once it's done that, again, this is synthetic data that's generated for this specific environment because we don't have access to real live telemetry from a gaming studio. But the agents are real. They sit in Foundry and they deliver the full experience talking to each other in this group chat. Okay, so it's created this insight. So let's go and have a look a bit more. And it's created another chart at the bottom. So let's go and have a look at these insights. Now, the thing I mentioned before about my preconceived notion is humans tend to have an idea of what they think, where they think they should be looking or what they think they should be looking for. These insights, this agent runs every morning at 6 a.m. before I get into the office, looks over all of my Fabric data with the lens I've given it to derive anything that's interesting, anomalous, or unusual. And then it creates and adds anything as an insight that's over 75% confidence score. So let's have a quick look in here. So what's Game C generates $4 revenue, 11% higher than Game A. So let's see if we can apply some of Game C's logic to Game A. So let's go run a hypothesis. I can set the amount of users or the control group, and then I can run it. I'm going to cancel out of this particular one. And here you can see all the different hypotheses on the left-hand side. The insights effectively drive correlation, but they don't necessarily validate causation. So then what we have to do with the hypothesis agents is we're then asking to go and derive the causation and correlation. And that might mean going to take an action. So this is the action that we might take. In this example, it's just data, and the human will go and do the thing, provide the discount, send the email. But in a real world, we'll want to connect this using Microsoft Agentic Framework via agent-to-agent communication or MCP servers to other tools. It could be e-commerce platforms, it could be marketing tools, it could be anything else that an action is taken, and then we can completely automate these tests. So now I have a list of hypotheses that are running, allowing me to pull on all these threads at once in different test group scenarios, see which is actually effective and whether there's real business opportunity there, and then take the next best action to roll it out across my business. If you want to learn more, come and find us at valorumreply.com, and we'd love to showcase the demo and talk more about the full agentic system we've built. Thank you.